Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I love you, and I'm sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. I quickly want to do a video on surrendering, attachment, and releasing. So first, I want to just preface that we are only responsible for what's in our sovereign field. So we're not responsible for shifting and changing anybody else, right? So whatever you're experiencing, whatever traumas you have, whatever thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, relationships, jobs that you have, you're only responsible for what is in your sovereign field. So I was laying this morning in meditation and I asked my guides if they could assist me in shifting or releasing something out of me physical. I was experiencing something physically and I was like, oh, can you help me release that? And they said, sure, can you surrender into it being in your now? I said, what do you mean? And they said, let go of attaching to it being gone. Can you surrender into it being with you now? They said, when the human attaches to a desire or an outcome, it is an anchor that weighs them down. They're literally holding on to a desire. They're holding on to something. They need something to happen. And when you do that, you're weighing yourself down into that now moment and you're no longer in flow. Surrender allows you to flow. Everything is energy and everything is designed to flow. Energy is designed to flow, which means that you stay in the present now moment and you surrender into whatever that now moment is presenting to you. It doesn't mean that you don't have a desire for another now moment. It means you don't attach to that outcome. So for instance, I said, okay, I'm going to surrender into this physical thing that I'm experiencing being in my now. And they said, great, now can you hold a version of you that doesn't have that? In the quantum field, there are multiple versions of us, always in this now moment. And it's not about trying to control getting there. It's not about trying to control getting out of what we don't like, right? Control is the ego. It's about surrendering into what is in our now, whether we like it or not. When you surrender, you start to flow. When you attach, you drop into where you are. You stick in the ground. You anchor yourself down into that now. Okay? The attachment anchors you. Surrender lets you flow into that next version of you. It's counterintuitive. It's very counterintuitive, but it's how energy works. So when you let go of any attachment to having something, to creating an outcome, and at the exact same time, you see yourself and you know that there's a version of you in another now moment where you are not experiencing that which you are releasing in the now. Does this make sense? So what you want to do first is, what is it that you don't want in your now? What is it that you don't like? Is it a belief? Is it a person? Is it a relationship? Is it a trauma? Is it behaviors, right? I don't want this. I don't want this. Help me release this. Help me release this. Is it a physical sensation? So first, pinpoint what it is. Second, can you surrender into it being in your now? Feel what that feels like. It's not so fun, but try. Can you surrender into it being in your now? Third, can you see a version of you in another now moment where that which you don't want any longer in your now is no longer with you, right? So for me, that physical thing I wanted them to release, I see a version of me in another now moment where it's not there. And so in this now moment, I'm surrendered into it being in my now. I'm trusting and knowing there's a version of me where it's not there. And in the meantime, I'm trusting the way energy and flow works. I'm trusting the way the quantum field works. And if I hold the intention and knowingness that I'm moving into that version of me that doesn't have it, as long as I stay surrendered into the now where I'm experiencing whatever I am, I'll get there. We don't believe that though. We say, well, no, there has to be these steps. I have to figure it out. I have to make it. I have to intend it. I have to manifest it, right? That's what we think. But you're controlling the whole entire quantum world. You're controlling the river and you can't control the river. Now, when you surrender into it, it doesn't mean that you are diving into it and saying, oh my God, I have this, or I'm in this relationship sucks, or I'm in this job sucks. I have this physical ailment sucks, blah, blah, blah. No, surrendering into it means you just let it be. You stop trying to control it. You stop focusing on it. You stop trying to, pinpoint certain things about it. You just let it be. As we start moving into higher states of consciousness, we're starting to learn how to do this as energetic beings. Oh, here's something I no longer like. Okay, it's in my now. I'll surrender into this. And at the exact same time, I'm going to intend that there's a version of me that doesn't have it. And I'm just going to hold that knowingness. I'm going to hold that intention. I'm going to hold it. There she is like experiencing her life without it. And in the meantime, I am surrendering deeply with trust and compassion and empathy and love in everything that's coming at me until I find myself here. Surrender is huge. It allows you to flow and move. It's counterintuitive because it makes no sense and you feel like you have to be doing things. 2 steps. 2 steps is all it takes. 1, let it all be okay, surrender into it. And 2, hold the knowingness that you already have, or you already are the version of you that doesn't have that which you don't like. Practice. I love you. I hope this was useful. Mwah.